Hello and welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have the top four of our February 8th ELD Legacy Open. Eli versus Arnold, Bug Delver versus Blue Red Delver. Eli leading out with a Underground Sea and passing the turn. Responding to this Wasteland with a Brainstorm, which does resolve. Flash of red there. Seeing some Force of Will's a card that's often boarded out games 2 and 3 in these matchups, as they can be so very grindy with a card disadvantage, often not worthwhile. And now Inquisition of Kozilek sees some Dreadhorde Arcanist, Young Pyromancer, and a Ponder, along with another Wasteland. Eli likely going to need to Force of Will one of these threats, and he's going to go ahead and take the Ponder. Brazen Borrower, the other card, and Arnold's hand just loaded up with threats. That Ponder indicating Eli's going to hope to land screw Arnold here. If Arnold does Wasteland Eli's Underground Sea, he won't be able to cast any of his threats. His best bet is likely Wasteland and then pass the turn. If he does lead out with this Volcanic Island, he could be in a very bad way. And now Eli making his land drop. Arnold actually drawing a non-basic, or a basic as they call it in the business. That basic mountain allows this Dreadhorde Arcanist to be cast, which Eli does have to Force of Will. However, any land at all for Arnold is going to allow him a stab at a creature, and Dreadhorde Arcanist could easily pull him back into this game. Eli, no land drop. Arnold drawing lands like an absolute savage, and now he's got a basic island and a basic mountain. Force of Will hitting the second Dreadhorde Arcanist, but there's a Young Pyromancer right around the corner. Eli's going to need something to pull himself back into this game. Blue-Red Delver, the less powerful of the two decks, but the more consistent, and we are seeing that consistency play out right now as he has basic lands on board. Young Pyromancer with a blue mana open. Eli must pass the turn, and a Brainstorm during the end step. And it looks like a fistful of lands from that angle. We will see. Wasteland targeting Wasteland. Clears the way for a Volcanic Island and an additional Young Pyromancer. And this is getting out of hand super fast for Bug Delver. Though, if they can get to 3 mana, a Plague Engineer, space on the name for a second, could undo some of this damage. Killing either the Young Pyromancers or the Elementals, but not both. Five damage coming in. Eli fetching. And a Tarmogoyf. That does get bounced with Brazen Borrower, adding another Elemental. That is known information way back from that Inquisition early on, and also represents kind of unstoppable lethal damage here. Oh, he's got the lightning bolt, so that is it. Even if Eli able to handle the board as it was, still would have had to deal with a end step Brazen Borrower coming in, and then on top of it, Arnold's got the lethal piece of burn in his hand, as lightning bolt gives Arnold game number 1 in this top 4 of the ELD Legacy Open. Back in February, probably 30-ish people at this event. Our Legacy monthly events were some of our best attended. Actually, I would say our best attended events outside of our team events. And I can't wait to get those going again, as long as we can do that safely for everyone. Just really looking forward to that, as I'm sure all of you guys at home are as well. Eli considering his mulligan decision. 1 going to the bottom. He's on the play. He'll be down a card here, but he does have that coveted turn 1 Delver, and we see Force of Will still in the deck. Arnold also with a turn 1 Delver. Delver refusing to flip here and offering a trade, which Arnold happy to do. Tarmogoyf, and it does stick. A Brainstorm for Arnold. Arnold is up a card thanks to the mulligan and has an extra card from being on the draw. So if he can just trade 1 for 1, this game will go very well for him, and that may be the strategy. Instant creature and land in the graveyard means Tarmogoyf is a 3/4 right now outside of bolt range. And Arnold going to fire off a Ponder. Basic lands accumulating for Arnold. Blue-red Delver can essentially play a wasteland-proof game so very often, thanks to just how good fetch lands are. Eli, on the other hand, going to need a variety of colors from dual lands in order to play all of his different threats, and now a Plague Engineer coming down prior to Arnold even having anything on board, almost certainly naming human. No? Well, let me know in the comments what you think Eli would have named in the dark with Plague Engineer. Human hits Young Pyromancer, Delver of Secrets. I believe Dreadhorde Arcanist becomes a O2. That might be a zombie wizard. I think the Dreadhorde is actually a bunch of zombies. Yeah, he is a zombie wizard. Huh. I mean, even wizard would be something. Yeah, let me know in the comments what he would have named there. Delver of Secrets adding to his board. And now a Brainstorm. Elemental coming in. Elementals wouldn't really make any sense to name if you're going to do that. You would just name whatever Young Pyromancer subtype that you want to go with. Wizard hits like a lot of stuff too. Wasteland taking out the tropical island. Delver of Secrets flipping. Brazen Borrower opting to do some petty theft before its adventure. If you stop it now, it won't be able to come back later. What can Eli do about this? A card like Flusterstorm would be tremendous right now. And he hesitantly plays this Spell Pierce. Arnold knew it was there and threw it out anyways, giving Eli some pause. But it is a 1-for-1 trade. This Plague Engineer, if it does in fact swing, may just go away. And just going to chump block the Tarmogoyf and take 3 in the air. Arnold likely would have been happy to trade those tokens in to get rid of the Plague Engineer. He really just needs an answer to this Delver of Secrets. And for that, he may just need red mana. Elementals all gone now. There's his red mana. And now, once the swinging has happened, Arnold's going to be able to Lightning Bolt or Red Blast this Delver of Secrets. It's going to be a bolt. And Eli, recognizing that lethal is a possibility here. Arnold forcing back, going to 4, getting a couple of tokens. And at this stage, he's just going to have to do some blocking. 1 elemental left. This Tarmogoyf can smush this elemental, and then Arnold will have a turn with this Dreadhorde Arcanist. To try and make some magic happen. Wasteland not going to be any help. Lightning Bolt. Swing. Lightning Bolt. Is this going to get this Goyf out of there? It does. Dreadhorde Arcanist doing heavy, heavy lifting, clearing that Goyf. And now a Preordain, or a Ponder, is going to try and keep this gravy train rolling as Dreadhorde Arcanist threatening to potentially run away with this game. That Brazen Borrower. Was countered earlier on the petty theft side, and now another Goyf. That gets Force of Willed. Arnold now down to 2. Send Ponder. Arnold just hanging on here. He may have stabilized. Bug Delver doesn't have any type of reach. No type of burn effect to do those final 2 points of damage. He's going to need to get a creature to stick, untap with it, and connect to the face. And each turn that Arnold pulls ahead with his Dreadhorde Arcanist makes that less and less likely, despite the huge discrepancy in life totals right now. Or huge difference, I should say, between the 2 life totals. Wasteland targeting the Flooded Strand. Oh, and Daze, the true name. Oh, Eli making the best of a very difficult situation here. So Arnold did not sacrifice that fetch land prior to casting True Name Nemesis. And now Tarmogoyf comes down. Arnold trying to preserve his second to last point of life. Still ends up losing the point of life. But ends up losing wow. Absolutely amazing. So For those that didn't quite follow what went on there, Arnold had a fetch land in play, and Eli sacrificed a wasteland targeting it in response to Arnold casting his True Name Nemesis. So True Name Nemesis on the stack, you've got a land in play, Eli's card in hand is Daze, and if Arnold just sacrifices that fetch land prior to casting the True Name, then the Daze doesn't do anything, and that's a completely separate game. Arnold actually probably wins that game as that True Name Nemesis comes down and then can stop the Tarmogoyf on Eli's side of the board. So excellent play there by Eli, capitalizing on a small inaccuracy for Arnold. And Arnold still ends up losing the point of life as he sacrifices the fetch land in response to the wasteland anyways. So really no good there. Wow. We're going into game number 3. Incredible ending to game number 2. Arnold now going to be on the play. He nearly stabilized. So very close, and then Daze of all cards, able to stop a True Name Nemesis thanks to some powerful wizardry from Eli. Ponder against this turn 1 Delver. Turn 1 Delver resolving on the play, a very dangerous place for Eli. He is going to need to answer this pretty quickly. And a Delver of his own, not as much of an answer as it is in many of the other Delver matchups. Blue-Red Delver just has so many pieces of removal. And this Delver, will this one stick? This one does as well. We see a Force of Will in Eli's hand, not employing it to stop this the second Delver. We've got a Fatal Push, Spell Pierce being thrown at that, and Veil of Summer. That gets a Force of Will, and likely Eli's going to have to force back here to get the card draw out of this and make this all go together. And just like that, one Delver is handled. However, one remains and could... Oh, and a third Delver. Eli is going to need answers and need them fast, though none of the Delvers have flipped yet, despite Blue-Red Delver often having the highest instant and sorcery count of all of the Delver variants. Not going to have any noise like Okos or other planeswalkers to slow you down. It's all instants and sorceries and a handful of creatures. 6 damage comes in the air, soaring over this Tarmogoyf, who's in no condition to race. An Abrupt Decay. Blue-Red Delver. A really good deck for people who are looking to get into Legacy. Burn, I think, is an excellent place to start to actually get reps, sit down at the table, and see what other decks are out there. Pyroblast taken, leaving Arnold with just a Force of Will, as Inquisition cannot strip the Force. 3 more damage, and Eli's down to 4. Blue-Red Delver, a suboptimal list, a pretty easy port from Burn. If you can get like a single Volcanic Island. Of course, the better builds are going to run a bunch more Volcanics. But in many matchups, you're only fetching your basics anyways. Here, Arnold's totally fine with Eli setting himself back on mana with Wastelands, as he's only 2 swings away from wrapping this thing up. Eli sitting at 4 life. Facing down 3 damage in the air. A fetch land would not be part of the solution unless he's got an Abrupt Decay or similar removal spell right now. Oko would be very welcome. Plague Engineer. And Arnold's got a Bolt, and that is going to do it. So the Lightning Bolt to the face, 2 more damage from the flipped Delver of Secrets. Insectile Aberration would be a 2-1 at that point, and still capable of dealing the final damage. And Arnold moves on to the finals of our ELD Legacy Open. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.